That's right. It's our last power hour, and what did I say yesterday? I will not leave this Radiothon until I meet Cooper Ensley. And here he is. Ta-da! Ta-da! Here's Cooper.
They've been playing. The two of them have been playing.
Yeah, we've been having bear fights. And his big brother, Jackson. How you doing, Jackson?
See how quiet they got now?
Say hi. Tickle, tickle.
Now you think that they were quiet all the time.
Yeah,
That's
no,
not
they
true.
just, yeah, boy. The minute you put a mic in,
we discovered a way to keep them quiet at home. We'll give you a microphone.
Yeah,
That
parents,
takes
you
care
should
of the
really
problem.
try the microphone trick and ask them a question and then they just clam up on you. Also joining Cooper Ensley, he's here with his brother Jackson and mom and dad Katie and Greg. Thank you guys for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Your story, we were just talking a little bit about this because I'm trying to figure out what you had, Cooper. You started with one thing. And Greg, you were here, you came into Akron Children's Hospital because of respiratory?
Yeah, initially Cooper was having some problems breathing, and it was sort of close to after hours for a regular doctor, so we brought him to the Boardman campus, and they diagnosed him with RSV. And they gave him some albuterol treatments to try to help out the breathing. And just so happened, and this was about when he was 10 months old, that this heart condition set in. We never even knew about it until he was here on campus. So they were trying to kind of figure out what was going wrong. His heart rate was up over 200. Immediately after that, they sent us up to Akron by ambulance. We were fortunate enough to be in this location when they diagnosed him with SVT, which is supraventricular tachycardia, which is kind of a rare heart condition for little ones. And normally you're able to treat it through medications and things. And we went through about a month and a half to 2 month stretch where we had to bring him in to the hospital about 11 times because he had these really rapid heart rates, and really the only way for them to get him out of it was to give him what was called adenosine that basically would, in essence, stop and restart the heart each time. So it was very nerve-wracking when we were here. We were fortunate enough to be close enough to this Boardman location when all that stuff was happening.
And Katie, we were talking, I mean, this was not, you said you just came in, you figured we'll get some medicine, we'll clear up this cold, whatever he had, and off we go. And then the next thing you know, your little 10-month-old is having open heart surgery.
Yeah, it was pretty scary. We did come in, it was just RSV, and then the nurses kept coming in, checking him, and before we knew it, they said, we're not actually checking his breathing, we're checking his heart. So it was pretty scary.
But now things with Cooper?
Yeah, he had successful catheter ablation is what they call it, before he was 1 year old up in Akron. Dr. Grace Smith and Dr. Clark performed the procedure. Things couldn't have went better. I mean, we were very fortunate, and he's got a successful bill of health right now, and small chance of recurrence, but it's very small. So he's been SVT for over SVT free for the year.
Well, you parents, I mean, you tell this story, you try to put yourself in place with really upset. Katie, the staff at Akron Children's Hospital, can you say enough about them?
No, they're the best.
They helped you out, and especially when you have another one at home.
Right.
And now you have a little 10-month-old in, and his big brother's at home. You have two kids. It's very hard.
It was very difficult. We were away from Jackson quite a bit. But yes, the doctors, we can't say enough about all of the doctors in the Heart Center, Dr. Grace Smith, Dr. Clark, they were wonderful.
And the staff here, well, they just love these kids, and it shows them their work.
Yeah, and each time we would bring them in, they kind of got to know us pretty well. So it was a nice situation to be in. They treated you real well. The doctors were excellent. I mean, they took the time to just, it seemed like they wouldn't even leave your room until you were comfortable with all the situations and all the scenarios that were about to play out. So they were fantastic.